Tonight, families demand answers in one of those states' worst natural disasters in history. 27 girls from Camp Mystic among the more than 100 killed in historic flooding in Kerr County on July 4th. In a flurry of lawsuits filed this week, 14 of those 27 families say the deaths of their little girls could have been prevented. The suits paint a grim picture of what led to the moments girls were swept away by raging floodwaters. Here's a layout of the families currently involved in the litigation. 2 cases involve groups of campers or counselors. 2 families have filed their own lawsuits. Additional suits could be filed. The News 4i team's Jordan Elder joins us with why the families decided now is the time to do this.
These parents say Camp Mystic failed to plan for flooding, failed to train counselors on how to handle it, and failed to save lives on July 4th. Now, as for why these lawsuits are coming down now, legal experts say it could be tied to the camp's plans to reopen. The damage unimaginable. Sky 4 showing the scope of the devastation. Mystic. The flood has also meant devastation for the 27 families whose daughters were swept away.
This has been a huge loss for our family.
Jennifer and Douglas Getton are among the parents now suing Camp Mystic. 4 lawsuits asking why the camp wasn't better prepared, why they didn't evacuate sooner, why they plan to reopen next summer. In many cases, parents said that if they'd known about the flood risk in the area,
we would never have sent either of our children to that camp if we were aware. I'd never heard the term flash flood alley until post July 4th.
Parents also point to what they call a lack of emergency planning. One lawsuit shares this photo of the camp's emergency instructions, just 1 page long. It directs campers to stay in their cabins during a flood, which attorneys call, quote, a death sentence. Attorney Jonathan Aldaco has worked on several cases like this, called premises liability cases.
There's certainly precedent that allows families to sue camps based upon negligence.
He's not representing Mystic families at this time, but he says it's not uncommon to see lawsuits like this filed separately. Families may be seeking different damages. Some may not be emotionally ready for a legal battle. When the Gettons were asked why they chose to file now,
the camp should not reopen until they've adequately addressed the flooding risk in the area and have come up with adequate safety plans and protocols, including drills and practicing for these girls on what to do.
Camp Mystic says they plan to reopen, supporting safety changes passed by the Texas legislature in the wake of the tragedy, telling lawmakers children will not be placed in any of the cabins that took on water.
But at the end of the day, I'm not interested in their profits, and I'm not saying that I don't want them to be in business. I just want to make sure it doesn't come at the price of someone's life. The cost of safety is non-negotiable.
An attorney for Camp Mystic tells us in a statement that they plan to prove that this level of flooding was unprecedented. They disagree with several of the accusations in these lawsuits and say they will respond to them. Several families tied to the Heavens 27 Foundation have spoken out against the camp reopening, especially because one camper, Seal Stewart, still hasn't been found. One lawsuit also says that Camp Mystic is planning on building a memorial for their children, but hasn't reached out to the parents about doing that. For the News 4i team, I'm Jordan Elder.